Hey, what's up, Seekers? Wanugee with GoldenDragonFortunes, your K-Rap psychic, and I'm here. I'm here to do a reading. We just did a little reaction video to ITZY, the new JYP entertainment group, five-girl group that just debuted just recently, which was great. Nice bop, kind of a teen crush kind of concept. Really good. And so we promised in that video that we're going to do a reading for one of the members of ITZY, and we've picked some tiles and we're ready to do the reading. And I've chosen that we're going to do the leader. Her name is Hwang Yeji, and maybe some of you people know her. She was pretty well known. I mean, she was a trainee for about 3 years for JYP, and then she was on a couple of these elimination shows. I think she was on one show, Stray Kids, for at least an episode, and then in 2017 and in 2018, I think she, in fact, it just aired a couple months ago, where she was on The Fan, I think was the name of the show, on SBS, and she did about 5 episodes there. She became pretty well known, and a lot of interest showed up for her. She's 5'7", so she's tall. She's from Jeonju, I think, which is about halfway between Seoul and Busan. But anyway, she's very talented. She's the lead singer, the lead vocalist, the lead rapper, the main dancer, and she's the leader of the group. She's 18. She's going to turn 19 in May 26th, I think, 2000. So she's a Gemini, and in Western horoscope and in Chinese horoscope, she's a dragon. She's a metal dragon. So it's interesting. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a reading for her for the next 6 to 8 months, more or less, and see what kind of energy is flowing in her future, chi energy, life force energy. And we're going to do that with our Mahjong tiles, like we always do. In this case, we don't always do it, but we use the Mahjong tiles as one of our main tools. And so I already pulled the tiles to save some time, and we're going to take a look and see what they say for her, for Hwang Yeji. So let's get right to it. All right, you ready? You ready, guys? All right. So the center tile here is called the One of Wan, or One of Red characters. But what it means is that there's a door opening up. It's called the Inner tile, and that there's doors opening, there's opportunities opening up over the next 6 to 8 months. Since it's in the center, it represents maybe an underlying theme for the next 6 to 8 months. So certainly this fits, because she's, they just debuted. And a lot of things are starting to happen. But the tiles right below that represent the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 4 to 8 weeks. And the West tile shows up, this blue character. And the West tile represents her goals and her objectives and the object of her focus and desire. And obviously, that's still carrying on. She just debuted with ITZY, and now they're kind of doing their broadcast shows and performing on TV, and maybe starting to make the promotional circuit. So there's a lot of goals that she's trying to accomplish as we speak, as we move forward. But she's also, the next tile represents maybe some of her thoughts, or some of her subconscious thoughts and feelings. And she seems like she's thinking about a decision or choice. Maybe we're not sure what that decision or choice is. Maybe we're not aware of it, but something that she is aware of. And she's going to be thinking about this quite a bit over the next month and a half or so. And then it seemed to say that in about 2 months, as we rotate around counterclockwise, there's going to be some challenges to show up. About 2 months from now, there's going to be a cold wind kind of metaphorically blowing in from the north, and making it kind of chilly, and making it a little bit difficult or challenging for her around that time. About 2 months from now. Doesn't say why, but that's the energy. And it says that it's going to require her to do a lot of perseverance and effort and hard work to maybe turn that cold wind away and make things better or nicer, because the jade shows up. And the jade is just a rock in nature, but with perseverance and effort, it can turn into something more valuable. And it seems like that's what she has to do to kind of get past this cold wind. And it says in about 3 months, there is going to be some emphasis on beauty, femininity, creativity, a nicer aesthetic, these kind of qualities, kind of young female qualities that she certainly has. But it also could represent a little bit of maybe a little bit of immaturity, a little bit of emotional drama, a little bit of jealousy perhaps. So it's kind of a mixed bag with this Six of Circles, the peach that represents this. And there's going to be a lot of communications going to be emphasized around that time. I don't know if that's with her and with others, or about her with others. But it seems like the emphasis on communications about those factors, those feminine beauty, creativity factors, as well as maybe some emotional ups and downs, may be emphasized about 3 months from now, which is going to be, whatever that is, March, April, May, maybe end of May, somewhere around that time, early June. And then as we look at above the tile, about 4 months from now, it says that there's going to be some challenges there too. There's going to be maybe some thoughts that maybe things are going to become a chance to kind of come back and rise again. The phoenix shows up. The three of circles represents the classic myth of rising out of the ashes from the past and trying to recreate something or reinvent things in a new way, or come back. Maybe it's a comeback, I don't know. But it seems to say that it's kind of blocked, it's kind of muted, it's not kind of working as well as expected. And the south tile on the other side suggests, normally that's a favored direction with the sun and the warmth, and that good things are happening, but that's kind of blocked as well. And so it's saying that things aren't quite as well or as good as she expected around this time, which is around June, July, roughly. And I seem to say that it's going to require her to do a lot of getting out and about and getting into a different place. I don't know if it's in the studio, or it's in maybe going out and working the circuit and the communications, or doing the shows. But it says that she has to change where she is, change where she's spending her time, and change the pattern to help get past these disappointments a little bit, these little bit of disappointments. And I seem to say that's going to help. And about 5 months from now, there's going to be a key relationship or a key partnership, friendship. Somebody else is going to be involved that may be helpful for her in about 5 months. And that's going to make things nicer. That's going to make things better, more refined, more precious, more pearl-like. That's what the pearl shows up and suggests. And that's going to give her an opportunity to let go of some disappointments that maybe happened, and do some emotional healing and kind of try to move on and move forward. And it says still she's going to be doing a lot of deep thinking, a little soul searching about what happened and how she feels about it, and maybe trying not to have it happen again. So she's going to be doing a lot of introspection about 6 months from now, maybe 8 months from now, somewhere in that time frame. But there's going to be some good luck that comes up around that time as well. The dragon shows up. The 5 of circles is the dragon, represents good luck or good fortune, and that's her sign, the dragon in Chinese horoscopes. So it seems like she's going to have some strength to make things happen and some good luck. And the pearl shows up again and suggests there's going to be something nicer or better that's going to be there about 6 to 8 months from now, maybe better than what it was earlier. So it's going to turn out well for her and around that time frame. So that's just the overview of the energy, and then we kind of pick some tiles to kind of take a quick look at maybe just career specifically instead of just the overall general, and also maybe her love life. And so for the career, these tiles here, we're going to start from the center and kind of go outwards in both directions to kind of indicate the passage of time for this career thing. It says that there's going to be a lot of nice energy, at least in the next 4 to 6 weeks. The pearl shows up. There's a lot of good things that are happening for her. Obviously, they just debuted. They're doing the shows. Well received in their debut. It's a good song. It's doing well, getting a lot of views, etc. It says that she's doing a lot of traveling, maybe going from here to there, maybe going to these different performances, different shows, what have you. But it says that there's going to be some things that may be a little bit cautious in about 4 months. Maybe there's a little bit of fire there that could be played with and maybe a little bit risky. But she's going to try to find a way to work through that. And it says when she does, things will come together to the center and start to be more successful and more positive. But there's going to be another little risk of the fire as well. That's something that's exciting and dynamic in about 6 to 8 months. But also has a downside risk, to get burned. But she's going to go for that as well, and it's probably going to have some issues about creativity, again, femininity and beauty, and maybe some emotional kind of risk as well. But she's going to want to go for it. She's going to want to give it a shot and move forward. She's a dragon, so she's pretty strong, personality-wise, and she's type A blood. So anyway, she's she's pretty determined as a person, and so she's going to try to take where she can, push the things forward. So that's what it says. And then as far as her love life, this is this last row down here. It says that the door just opened up, and she's going to spend a lot of time in the next month or two, or since they debuted, doing work responsibilities. She's going to be really busy with responsibilities, dealing with authority, with JYP, with the PR schedule, the performance schedule. So a lot of emphasis on work and what she's doing, obviously. And that's going to continue for some time, maybe a month or so. It says that there's going to be a little bit more time to relax and feel a little bit more comfortable and feel a little more creative in about 3 or 4 months. But there's also maybe something that maybe makes things more comfortable and allows her to maybe feel more relaxed and let go of some anxiety or disappointments or just the pressure of performing and everything that happened. So it's going to be a good period for her to kind of relax. But it seems like she's going to get really busy again about 6 months from now, working with her group, her members, because the insect shows up again, represents a lot of busy energy like a beehive or an anthill. So there's a lot of activity going on again. Maybe it's a comeback, maybe it's preparing for the next thing in the second half of the year. And also there's a lot of emphasis on her, for her to maybe work on improving herself or work on her performances, or there's a lot of emphasis on her. The East Tao shows up, this represents her. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of room for any kind of relationship. I mean, she's very young and she just got out there, so obviously she has some strict rules, and she's very busy. So it doesn't look like there's much on the horizon in the next 6 to 8 months as far as relationship. It's just going to be a little bit of time for her to relax and maybe let go of the tension and anxieties and feel a little bit more comfortable. Anyway, so that's what it says overall for Hwang Yeji of ITZY, JYP Entertainment, and hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, or you have some comments, or you want to get a reading for somebody else in ITZY or some other group, one of your favorite idols, just like, subscribe, make some comments, let me know, and we'll try to get them to them as soon as we can. I mean, obviously there's a lot of K-pop idols that we want to do, and try to, and we have a lot of requests, so we'll try to keep up. But let us know what you want, and we'll take a look at it. And until then, till our next reaction video, our next fortune for K-pop idols. This is Wanugee of GoldenDragonFortunes, your K-Rap psychic, and I want to wish you and yours all good fortunes.